Hey folks, I'm back, and today I'm looking at an insert from Tower Rex. This is for viticulture. Supposedly it will fit viticulture and Tuscany with the Tuscany expansion, which is what I got going on right here. I got a little bit, got maybe a little bit of lid lift on this, not too much. It's actually pretty good overall. It's a little squishy and stuff, so it'll be interesting to see what I can do with this. I think what we should do, let's take a look at the insert itself. I'm going to pull this out, then we're going to go in here and kind of see what I've already done. I'm a storage junkie, okay? And I really love board game inserts and stuff. In fact, this year will be the year that I buy a 3D printer and I finally start making these myself. Or maybe a laser cutter, which is the way this was made. This is laser cut MDF wood. And these are cool. They tend to be a little bit heavy. I do enjoy kind of the wood puzzle of the whole thing. In fact, I've got a whole shelf full of these little and stuff. I really like making these. It's just kind of fun. And I really love to organize the board games and kind of get them optimized. It seems like it's such an effort to get people together to play and stuff. When I pull it out, I want it to be really efficient and fast and ready to go. So hopefully that does a little bit of that. It improves that somewhat. I don't think I've sleeved my cards or anything like that, so we'll be taking a look at sleeved versus unsleeved as far as space and stuff goes. And I'll show you how I've organized this without the Tower Rex insert. What I'm really, really hoping is that Tower Rex sees this and they go, man, you did such a great job explaining my inserts, and just like help me finish some of these off here. All right, all jokes aside, let's start by just taking this out and seeing what you get. Now, I got this on a Prime Day sale. So it actually wasn't very expensive. It was kind of a no-brainer to just go ahead and pick it up. So most games you don't need an insert for. But I think there are occasions where maybe you've decided that you're going to keep that game. That's kind of the way it is with viticulture here. It's something I've decided that I'm probably going to keep around. It's a game I really personally enjoy a lot. Oh, wow. Okay. I tell you what, just having instructions that I don't have to download from a barcode helps a whole lot. I really like that. A lot of times with these, they say you don't have to use glue. Of course, I've read 0 instructions so far. And I'm not sure if I'm going to need some white glue to make this stay. But I'll kind of judge that as I'm putting it together. I generally just go ahead and do the white glue right away, because it doesn't show or look bad or anything, and it just kind of helps overall. All right. Ooh, really pretty. This is one nice thing that they can really do with these laser cutters and stuff. Really nice making this. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Yeah, something really cool that they can do with these laser cutters and stuff is really add all these like little details and stuff like that make it real nice. Look at the mountains and things, the rolling hills, and the crates. Yeah, make these look like crates and stuff instead of just being little boxes. All right, so now we're going to put this together and see what we get. All right, so it starts with 3A, 2A, 3A, 2A. And looks like we got 8 3As here. 1, 2, yeah. So this is all 3As. Go ahead and make a little stack of 3A. You seem to be punching out real nice. All right. That's just how I do it with these things here. Look at a stack of 3As. And then these are, it says 12 2As. All right, yeah. So here's the 2A. These are the right to bear arms tiles. All right. I'll go ahead and make a little label for this one too by ripping off the thing. Just in case I don't get confused. Just in case I do get confused, which is far more likely than me not being confused. All right. Unfortunately. So there's some 2As. I didn't even look to see what these are. These are the 1As. And then this will be all the A. And I think it's all we need to assemble this first thing here. So, all right. I'm just going to use context and not try to rip that out of there. All right. So it looks like the 1As are the bottom. We got 3As on either side and 2As on the ends. Okay, easy enough. Let's build the first one and see how that goes. Not sure there's an up or down. So the way these are made, they will kind of squish down into the wood, and it's pretty tight. So I think you could assemble this without glue. The great thing about not using glue is if you change your mind later, it's usually a pretty easy fix. As you can just kind of go back and glue on it. You pull it apart and glue it together. If it feels like it's coming apart on you when you're touching it. I kind of don't think this will. This is a really tight fit. You can burn these little channels in wood that you can't do this with like the plasticky stuff. All right, so let's put an end piece on. It looks like that little thing goes on the top. So this has a lot of those little intersections happening all at the same time. All right. Seemed to work best just to put it straight flat down on there. Let's try it on this side. All right. Nice little card box. Very cool. And it feels sturdy. Like it's not going to just fall apart. Look at it. Look at this. Look at how crazy this is. All right. I'm going to build the rest of these and I'll be right back. Boom, and just like magic, here it is, all assembled. So basically, this set is a whole lot of crates and stuff. Here's a little picture on this side that kind of shows you how it's going to go in the box. Looks like we've got a card tray. It's pretty neat. So I assembled all of this without glue. It's a lot of pushing, kind of pushing and fitting and stuff. In fact, I still, like, if you go through all of these things, kind of give it a little push here and there just to make sure it's all tight. When you stop hearing that click, it's good to go. I think I've done that for most all of these. There's a couple of them I see a little gap here and there. I kind of quickly went through all this. It took me about almost exactly a half an hour to sit and just kind of figure these out. I will say that if you go in order like I do from the sprues there, that last sprue has the last components to make the two of these. So the sides and the bottom were on the first sprue, and so I got all the way finished the first sprue and got all the way through the second sprue, and I was like, okay, where's the rest of it? But you do eventually find them. It's just kind of a series of crates. You got like this size crate, this one. You got the tray, and then this little card. I don't know. It's like a card caddy of some sort. So I am not. It's been a minute since I played Viticulture. In fact, I got the expansion as a gift. Thank you very much, good friend that got me the gift. I pulled all of that out and I worked it into here and then I closed it and I haven't been back in the box. So we're going to pull this out right now and kind of see how I organized it to begin with. And then we're going to try to reorganize it with this insert. So this is probably like way too much information for like one insert, but it's entertaining to me. I love to organize things. And so we're going to take all this stuff and we're going to put it in here. But let's see what we got going on in this box here first. Let's take a look. Here's viticulture. I'll pull in a little bit. All right. So just for the record, how are we doing? Okay. Maybe just the tiniest bit of lid lift. Not much at all, but this is right up at the top. There's the Tuscany rulebook, little player aid, viticulture rulebook, the board, more boards, player boards. The other board, I guess one of them's the Tuscany one and one of them is not. These things. And so it does have, it did come with an insert that's fairly functional. It's like we've got the player colors kind of separated out into these little bags. It looks like I did not sleeve these, which is fine. These things don't shuffle anyway. All right. Got some money components here. Player colors. First player and so on. More player colors. Still yet more player colors. And is this? Well, yes, it is another player color. All right. We got these little beady things. And then the little cards. All the little cards. Including this pack that I have not opened yet. Which must be part of the expansion. So here we go. Yeah, this is actually a pretty decent insert. It was able to hold everything. But let's see how this thing looks. All right. So the way it shows it going in the box is like so. And we'll have to figure out. So a really good insert, a really classy insert, what it does best is make setting up the game super easy. Makes that whole part. Let's judge the distance here. So height-wise, it is a little bit bigger, which could make it a problem. The lid lift. Let's see. And but I'm not sure that both of the boards are absolutely necessary. So it's interesting too. Some of this is sort of decorated, and some of it isn't. I can only assume that some of this is like probably stay in the box kind of items versus actually come out and come out to the game items. Maybe. Alright. So there you go. There's the fit. They do fit nicely in here. Now we figure out where all these things go. Oh, you know what? How many player colors do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, a lot of this is probably a lot of this is 6. Okay. A lot of these bags and stuff too, I have a feeling this is expansion material that I haven't read yet, but just looking at this, I see all our player colors, so I bet one of these goes in each of these player colors. Yeah, let's see, we got another type of dude too. That's all Tuscany expansion stuff. Not sure about the stars. Oh yeah, yeah, those are all the player colors too. So my guess is, because there's 6 player colors and there's 6 of these bins, that maybe these are meant to hold all the little components. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to debag these and hope that little pieces don't go everywhere. Because the bags are kind of a barrier to getting started. You go to play a game. We'll go right back in the bags, of course, if I determine that this is going to go all over the place. So we'll be right back after this is done. Okay, so here's a look inside with what I've packed in there so far. There is quite a bit of extra room right here. In fact, I've just kind of thrown the beads. I don't trust these beads not to go everywhere, because they're so small. So I've left them in the bag. The same's true for these tokens here. We got a first player token, the extra worker and stuff that you can have, and what looks like these kind of gray overall versions that came with the Tuscany. Of course, these are the small cards. These are the cards from the Tuscany expansion that I have not even opened yet. Just kind of put them in here too. Plenty of room to sleeve these cards, I'd say, first off. In fact, if these cards needed their own bin, all this stuff could very easily be kind of moved over. And, of course, there's plenty of room in here to sleeve these. The other cards I've just put in here like so. They're just kind of separated in by the type. I put these these are I want to say non-elastic. They're not rubber. They're no-rot rubber bands. They're very, very good rubber bands. They give a lot, so they don't damage your cards and stuff when you rubber band them up. Plenty of room for these cards. Plenty of room for the money too. This is just the cardboard money. And all the little player tokens have been debagged and put into here. The big question will be, can you shelf this without all this stuff going everywhere? So what I like to do is give it a flip. But let's give it its best chance to do okay. And so I'm going to do a little preparation here. I've kind of practiced packing this up a couple of times. And sort of the goal is to get it to where there's not really much of a gap here. I noticed that these little sideboards fit kind of nicely right here. I'm going to put a couple there. I'm going to do a couple down the way. I think what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to throw in the rule book to be a nice flat surface over the top of this thing, and then start packing it in that way. So we've got those things. We got the player boards. They're going to go in here. So there's a big gap, another big gap. We've got that player board, the regular one, and then the Tuscany one, which is kind of optional. You could probably get away with just putting one of these in. Next up, we've got the Viticulture and the Tuscany, or this is the player aid, and then the rule book for Viticulture. And how are we looking so far? Right to the top. Right to the top. It seems to be a perfect fit. How perfect is it? It's time for the roll of death. Oh, what happened? I was in my Zero G machine on the way to board game night, and everything just got tussled around. But how did it do? And also, let's take a look here. I think the lid lift is actually better than it was before. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's right there. So no perceivable lid lift, but how did all that jostling do inside of here? I think laying that rule book down was probably the strategy that made this work, if it worked. I didn't hear a lot of stuff moving around, like I kind of heard a few things, but it didn't seem too bad. So let's see though. I'm hoping I don't have to rebag all of these things. Okie dokie. Well, things aren't too disheveled. I can see these have obviously kind of made their way all to one side or another, but they're pretty tightly packed in here. These cards aren't going to be a problem. The money did migrate a little bit. The money migrated maybe a little bit, but not to a crazy degree. This little slope right here is kind of messing me up. If this was more flat, it would be easier to lay something down. What would have been interesting with this insert is if they'd accommodated these a little bit more, and maybe I just don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they thought of it completely, and I've just missed it. But if I could use these to keep everything in place, that would have been even better. But that little slope there kind of messes with it a little bit. Just a bit. But you can kind of make a little lid for everything with this. And I'm going to do that down there just to kind of hold it all in place. Okay. And folks, that's it. I don't know why I'm like this. I don't know why I love inserts as much as I do. But I believe Tower Rex did a great job with this one. This is an older game, and it's probably an older insert. I'm sure they made this a long time ago. And I'm just getting to it now. But it was Prime Day, and I wanted to impulse buy, and so I did. But I'm glad I did, because it ended up being pretty nice. So thank you very much, Tower Rex, for creating this. And thank you very much for tuning in. If you like this video, be sure to click like. If you like unboxings and stuff, I've got a lot of those. I've got a lot of other videos you might like too. So until next time, enjoy your games, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.